Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion.
Hey plus ones, welcome back to Not Just Mommy Time. How are you? So this video is going to be about how I knew I was pregnant. No, I'm not pregnant now, but this is going to be about how I knew I was pregnant with my first two. So with my oldest, with my toots, I didn't know that I was pregnant until I was almost 4 months. And that is because I haven't done a video on this. And if you guys would like to see a video on it, let me know. I'm thinking about doing a video on it. But I have endometriosis. Or so I had endometriosis. I'm not sure if I still have it or not. They had caught it in time and cleaned me up pretty good. So, with my toots, I had just had surgery in February. I had a really big cyst. I had a really big cyst, they said the size of a baseball. And what happened was my endometrial lining had wrapped itself all into my my cyst. So it was a really bad mess in there. And so that's when they had, told me, okay, you have endometriosis. They went in there. I was supposed to be in surgery for about, I think they said for about 2 to 3 hours. I was in surgery for about 4 to 5 hours. It was, took so long. My mom was actually really worried about me. But that's a separate video. Like I said, if you guys want to see that, let me know. So, I'm healing from, the surgery, making sure I get my stuff on time. Now, the doctor told me, be careful. She's like, be careful because I cleaned you out to the T. It's brand spanking new in there. Basically, my uterus is all cleaned and everything. And she told me to be careful because I was really fertile. I didn't believe her. Because I heard some stories about, if females have endometriosis, it's hard for them to get pregnant. I really wasn't sure what endometriosis was. I was 22. I'm not even thinking about having a baby at this point. So I'm just like, whatever. I let it go over my head. And I shouldn't have. So, coming into April, I'm towards the end of my junior semester of school, making sure everything is good. So here we are in May. I'm stressing. I've got finals and everything. Had no idea, didn't even cross my mind about me not having a period because they put me on birth control. So I was taking the birth control. And I had my cycle, but, they said that it was normal to not have your cycle after, having endometriosis, after having the laparoscopy. That's what I had. I had the laparoscopy surgery to clear out my endometriosis, which is why I'm not sure if I still have it or not because, everything was cleaned out. So I'm not sure if, once you have it, you just have it or what. I really probably should talk to my OB about that. But, so yeah, I'm just stressing. I'm thinking that it's just, finals and, everything that you're going through your last semester of school and trying to get done. So here we are, May. I get sick a couple times at school. I wanted to do summer classes as well. Some summer classes I was able to finish. I think one I wasn't. So, here we are, June. I was so sick, you guys, that I was couch ridden for some weeks because I just felt so bad. It wasn't even morning sickness, it was just all day sickness. A telltale sign for me is the smell of chicken. I couldn't stand the smell of chicken. Before school had ended, I was eating sushi and a Jamba Juice, a salad. I had a Jamba Juice, a shrimp salad, and I had a California roll. And I love those. And so I noticed that when I got to the California rolls, I got sick. That should have been a telltale sign right then and there. Because, like, you're not supposed to eat sushi or anything like that when you're pregnant. So that should have been a telltale sign. And I didn't get it with, like, the artificial crab. Like, I got it with the real stuff. So that guy should have been a telltale sign right there. So, mid-June, my mom is finally like, you know, enough. And she gives me a pregnancy test. And I take it. And it's positive. Like, I didn't even get to finish peeing on the stick good. Like, you know how they say you have to wait 3 to 5 minutes for it to show up? Like, guys, I hadn't even finished peeing on the stick good when it came out positive. Like, my HCG levels was, like, through the roof. And so I go to the doctor, the same one that performed the laparoscopy on me and everything. And she does an ultrasound for me right then and there. Because, you know, want to make sure that it's nothing else going on. She does an ultrasound for me right then and there. And there is a baby. I'm like, oh my God. I'm pregnant. Like, I was so shocked because of the endometriosis. I was scared that I would not be able to have a baby. I was so scared. And she is my blessing. And she's also my little rainbow baby because the endometriosis had knocked out a previous pregnancy. So, yeah. But I was ecstatic about her. I was just like, oh my God. Like, I literally cried just seeing her for the first time on my ultrasound. Like, I cried. And I was about 3.5 months along, almost 4. I got pregnant in April. So I got pregnant. They said my conception date was around April 13th. And I remember them telling me that. So I had my surgery in February. I had 1 period in March. April, I got pregnant. Which was really fast, you guys. So, you know, if any of you women are out there battling with endometriosis, I want to tell you it is possible, especially after a laparoscopy and getting properly cleaned out and everything. Like, it is possible to have a baby. I got pregnant so quick. I was like fertile myrtle. So looking back, some telltale signs, like I said, the smell of chicken, me throwing up, eating sushi. Thank you. Another telltale sign was I felt like I have the stomach virus for about 2.5 months. You cannot have the stomach virus for 2.5 months, okay? You just can't. It will last a couple of days, maybe up to a week, depending on what kind of stomach virus you have. But you will not have the stomach virus for 2.5 months, okay? You just won't. And, don't you, she likes the tripod. So, you know, that should have been, you know, for me. And I know that I was literally just on the couch for days. Well, you can't play with that. She's looking at me all sad. Here. Here, you want the phone? Do you want to talk on the phone? Do you want to call somebody? So, yeah. And I did start to get a little pudge, but I ignored that. As far as cravings, for me, it was just, I craved a lot of spicy stuff. I craved pizza all the time, and not just any pizza. Like, it had to be pepperoni and salami pizza. Though, like, that is my favorite type of pizza. But it had to be pepperoni and salami pizza. She's calling people. I think she called my mom. I craved pickles all the time, which I love pickles anyway, but I craved pickles even more. I wanted tacos. I wanted Jack in the Box. Like, one of my favorite things to eat when I was pregnant was pastrami sandwiches from Togo's. Oh my gosh. and a banana split from Baskin Robbins. That is what I wanted all the time. And from Jack in the Box, it had to be their bacon potato wedges. Oh my god. So those were signs that I was pregnant with my oldest, other than the fact that I missed my period. But I didn't really think about missing my period because I hadn't really fully got back on track from the surgery that I had. So with my sugar baby, I noticed I was pregnant because and my boobs were sore and tender. That should have been another telltale sign. But it gets like that when I'm getting my period. And also with my first, I had a lot of cramping. But see, it was so close to the surgery that I just thought everything was, you know, getting back right. Like, things that I probably would have looked at differently had I not had the surgery a couple of months prior, I probably would have noticed, because I did cramp a lot and I was like, oh, my period's coming, my period's gonna come. I feel it, I feel it. I did a lot of cramping, which I now know was implantation cramping. For my second baby, my sugar baby, I noticed I was pregnant because the first thing was, in November, I had a period, but it wasn't a period. It was just like I bled for like 3-4 days, which is really abnormal for me because I am anemic and I'm a heavy bleeder. I usually bleed really heavy for like the first 4 days and then it'll start to slow down, but I usually bleed for the full 7 days. So that was when my period was off. 2, I was really cranky. I was really mean towards my fiance, just like really, not mean, but just really emotional, letting my emotions get the best of me. And I try not to do that, but during that time I was very emotional. My period was really wacky. So here we are, December, nothing. Was it December? What? Yeah. In December, my period was still a little shady then too. So it was just like, thank you. No, I think it was November. I think. Yeah, November my period was a little and then December it was pretty much the same. I don't think I really had a period in December. It was, if I did, it was like a really short one as well. It was like 3 days. And so I really wasn't, you know, I see it. I really wasn't thinking too much of it. But I was moody. I kept cramping, so I was like, okay, you know, my period's coming again, because I was supposed to get my period the 1st of January, and I didn't. It didn't happen. So honestly, I didn't even remember when I was supposed to get my period until like a couple of days. I was like, I was supposed to get my period, and it didn't happen, but I was cramping, so I was like, oh, it's probably just, you know, a little late because I've been really emotional, I've been really stressful. So I thought, you know, I figured, okay, it was gonna come. And I was craving a lot of hot and spicy again. I wanted hot and spicy chips. I craved a lot of chips while I was pregnant. And I wanted flaming hot everything. Flaming hot Lay's. I wanted flaming hot Puffs. I wanted Takis. Like, I wanted every kind of hot chip. I wanted pickles again. And I craved Subway. Because I'm out here now, the closest I can get to Togo's is Subway. So I wanted a lot of Subway. And Subway had just came out with their pastrami, their hot pastrami sandwiches. And so that's one thing I will say I've noticed when I'm pregnant. I crave pastrami sandwiches. So I had about a pastrami sandwich every day from Togo's. I mean, from Subway. And then finally, the 7th came and I was like, you know what, like, this is ridiculous. We're gonna test. I'm really nervous about tests. I don't know. I know a lot of women take a test and be like, you know, it's fine, we're gonna just, but I am really an anti-test taker as far as pregnancy because I dread seeing the negative line. So unless I really see a reason to test and I think I'm going to see a positive, I won't test. So me and my fiance tested and it was positive. Before I even got done peeing on the stick, it was positive. And we were really happy, we jumped for joy. And I made an appointment with the doctor and but I think that it was cold and snowing around that time, so they had closed down the building and didn't open up. So we just went ahead and I went and got a box of clear blue with the 2 digital in it, and it actually read pregnant on it. So we was like, okay, we're actually pregnant. And then eventually went to the doctor and confirmed everything, but like my mood swings and definitely what I wanted to eat was a telltale. I was like, okay, something's not right. But I'm one of those people that's just like, unless I have a real reason to test, I'm not going to test. Because even if you don't want to be pregnant, it's just something about seeing that negative line that just, it drains you. You know, like, I don't know. Unless you honestly to God just don't want to be pregnant, don't want a baby ever, you know, then you'll be really, really happy. But if you're like me and it's like, yeah, I kind of want another baby, or I wouldn't mind being pregnant again, you know, you kind of get excited about it and you get attached to something and kind of find out like it's nothing there for you to get attached to. You're not pregnant, you know. So I just hate seeing the negative signs because I do love babies and I don't mind being pregnant again. So, yeah, I would hate to see that. And with my sugar baby as well and all the cramping that I did, I was like, maybe it's my endometriosis acting up again. Really wasn't sure what it was, but you know, I literally waited until I was about a week late to test and kind of find out I was pregnant. So those are my pregnancy symptoms. Everyone's pregnancy symptoms is different. But I will say if you're doing a lot of cramping, swollen boobs, or either your boobs are really sore or either they change to really dark. Sometimes your period symptoms and pregnancy symptoms, like, they run hand in hand, so it's really just so hard to tell. But those were my pregnancy telltale signs. So ouch. So just if you're, you know, ever, you know, think that you might be pregnant or anything like that, just look for just look for those things. Look for cramping, maybe spotting. It can be implantation spotting. It could be implantation cramping. Look out for food, you know, aversions, you know, either things that you would normally eat or things that you would eat but you see that you're eating a lot more of, you know, that can be one thing. I know another thing with my oldest, I also was sleepy. I was also sleepy all the time, but I was also in school, so I just thought, you know, I was overworking myself. So being tired all the time, food cravings, nausea. If you think that you've got the stomach virus and it's been 2 months, yeah, you might want to get that checked out. But that is it for my my telltale pregnancy signs. Like I said, if you guys want to see, hey, stop that. If you guys want me to do a video for you on my endometriosis or anything like that, please go ahead and leave that down in the comments down below. And I hope that this video helps somebody that may be pregnant and not sure. Might be like me and just hate to take pregnancy tests unless there's an absolute reason for it. But I love you guys so much, and I hope to see you all in my next one. Have a blessed day, guys.